Good morning, millennials.
For the very last time, welcome back to The Morning Toast. Happy Monday. Hope you're rising, grinding, hustling, bustling, doing mogul tings, because I know we are.
Okay, that's misleading for the very last time. It sounds
no, sorry.
For the very last time.
I'm not dying.
No, today our secret project labors will bear fruit and we can announce what we've been working on. And the lead time was so short, I don't feel like we were even that annoying about being secretive. But
do you know how much worse we could have been?
We could have been so much worse, and the secret project is multifaceted. The biggest, actually, it depends. People might say different things are the biggest thing because they're all so big, but one really big thing is that we have rebranded the show from The Morning Toast to be The Toast.
So let's talk a little bit how we came to that conclusion. You've been talking for a while about how you hated our former artwork, even though I made it and it was really hurtful. You weren't wrong. It was, we were outgrowing it. So we met with a creative agency and we were doing this whole rebrand and we had this long call. They wanted to get to know us, get to know the show. And we didn't even realize, but as we were telling them all about the toast, he was like, you guys haven't called it the Morning Toast once. You've literally only said the toast. And me and Jackie looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, yeah. And with our new setup, we've, obviously not been able to post the episode so early because we're trying to do high quality video, which takes a long time to get uploaded. So we've been releasing at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the last couple of weeks. And that's how we're going to be doing it moving forward. So when he said that, me and Jackie just looked at each other and we were like, oh, duh.
Presto. Also, it's crazy. We're going on 5 years of doing the show. And the show now is so different from what we started as and what we thought the show would be when we first started and what we wanted it to be versus where we are now, which is we are podcasters. We love podcasting in the show, even though people love it on YouTube and will always be on YouTube and we love doing video. It's really a podcast. And I think when we started, we were this parody morning show. So we were the Morning Toast, but we've grown up and everyone calls it the toast and it is just the toast. The morning,
it's the toast.
The morning was holding us back.
100%. And the pressure we felt to get it up as early as possible, at what cost,
Yeah. And this doesn't mean that now we're going to be putting it out later and later and later, but it's just a podcast. I don't know other podcasts that have morning in the title, and every time we release it at different times every day, depending on the length of the episode. And it was time.
So just know, absolutely nothing changes. The show is exactly the same. Jax and Claudia are exactly the same. We're still going to be putting it up as soon as we can, which is usually around 12 or 1 o'clock. The content remains the same.
Yeah, and that's video is by 1 o'clock. The podcast is always lickety split.
Lickety split. So that is the first kind of huge. We have new artwork. If you're listening on your podcast app should have updated to our new artwork, our new name. Our new artwork is so sickening. I haven't been able to stop staring at it since we got it. It's the background of my phone because I look so stunning.
It's so sickening. And we have a new logo. It's just a facelift. It's not so different. The branding isn't all of a sudden going to be, futuristic or it's still girly and fun and classic, but just a little facelift, a little tweak.
Yeah, the brand needs to mature as we mature, and we're getting old.
I feel we've really matured and now the brand is coming with us, and I feel it's just the logical next step.
100%. And it just happened at a great time because the second part of our announcement, which is equally as big, I think, is we have officially joined the Dear Media family. So we've been working on this deal the entire summer. I'm so excited to finally announce it. Jackie and I's former podcast contract came up and we were talking to the bigwigs. Let's be real. We were in it. And when the Dear Media idea came across the table, I think Jackie and I immediately gravitated towards it. I was really excited about it because I love Lauren and Michael. I think they're so smart and it's just always important to work with people who you respect.
100%.
And we decided to move forward with them, and it was a really long process, and I think part of the reason I was particularly so excited is because it turns out everyone who works at Dear Media and their headquarters in LA is a toaster. So it's so important that the people that you work with get what you do.
Yeah, to be surrounded by toasters. It's a dream.
Like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
So we are starting today officially part of the Dear Media family. So is TNN. All of our TNN shows are now a part of Dear Media. Nothing changes. That doesn't really mean anything for you. It's just, a little back-end mogul ting for us.
It's kind of B2C, B2B, but I do feel Dear Media is more of a consumer-facing brand than some of the other networks and bigwigs we were talking to. So it is really exciting for everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm like thrilled with our decision, and it feels good to like have the fruits of our labor in terms of our secret project finally be revealed.
Yes.
So that's the second part of the announcement. The third part, is like, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed this, but as a part of our deal, Dear Media made a strategic investment in Spritz Society, which is our canned cocktails. So a lot of you guys have been sending me, they've been like putting, a little product placement in a lot of their videos. A lot of their podcasters have been drinking it while having guests in studio. So people are like, oh my God, look, like they're drinking Spritz. Like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's just one big family now between the Toast, TNN, Spritz, Dear Media, Lauren and Michael. Sounds like we're saying Lauren Michaels, but we're talking about Lauren and Michael Bostic, the Skinny Confidential. Family Tings.
Yeah. Family Tings. I'm so excited about this next chapter for us.
I'm excited too. It's a new era. I feel like we've naturally just been in a new era. So to have everything else that we're doing reflect this new season feels really good and apt.
If you're watching on YouTube, you probably noticed we have removed our old mic flags with our former logo. The new ones should be arriving soon. They take so long to get made. So don't be alarmed,
A rebrand is really a big undertaking. I mean, we talk about other rebrands all the time. They have to change everything. I think, compared to Subway, like our rebrand is a little smaller and more manageable.
I think rebrands should be small. Like a successful rebrand.
No. Not changing the logo like in a crazy way. I mean, like they have to change like everything at every single store, every single
bags,
cup.
The cups.
Like, we have some like mic flags and some artwork on
and
YouTube.
our Instagram.
Yeah, but rebrand is a rebrand, and that we love them no matter when and how they come.
Speaking of Instagram, we have a new Instagram handle. It is at The Toast. And if you want to see pictures from our sickening photo shoot, we did 2 really cute looks for our podcast cover art. We weren't sure which way we were going to go. We obviously had to do, Succession vibes, females in charge, power suits, and that's the one we ended up going with. But we also did like a very retro shoot. It was giving Mad Men. It was giving Why Women Kill. We were like 50s housewives, because when we were explaining like kind of our brand aesthetic to our creative agency, we were like, we are these modern women, like we are female business owners, moguls, but we're also like traditional queens, like we keep Shabbos, we're married, like we're also like very old school in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so
it was a marriage of those two ideas, and we ended up going with the power suit look for the artwork. But we really wanted to show you guys our looks for the 50s housewife, because honestly I've never been more obsessed with anything in my life. And you guys know, like, my hair is my protector, it's Christian Cole, it protects me.
No, don't even with him.
I know. Sorry. What was the other guy's name who burned at Harrenhal?
It takes me 10 seconds to figure it out, because I have to. Lord Strong, Harwin.
Yes. It's my Lord Harwin. So
I was thinking about it as I was going to sleep, and I can never remember his name at first, but if I start from Strong, I can get there.
Got it. Well, so I had to put my hair up. I had bangs, and I was really kind of like nervous about it. I was like, there's no way we're ever going to use these pictures. They will never see the light of day. But I think I was born in the wrong era, because like, take a look at me in those photos and you're going to be like, oh yeah.
No, and what's so funny is we did the suits vibe first, and it's obviously, now women wearing suits is like, duh. But it's technically like back in the day, it was like a crazy thing to do. So we were like wearing quote unquote men's suits, and then we put on these dresses, these housewife dresses, and we did our hair like 50s, and we went all the way. And I think at first, like, we thought we looked a little silly, but then we started looking at the pictures and we looked amazing. And
born in the wrong era.
We were like, now we get why women wear these dresses, because we look like the fucking Snatchlers.
Oh my God. Like an A-line empire waist short sleeve polka dot dress is my look. Who knew?
Who would have thunk? They were really on to something. And what's also so funny is, like, so I wore my hair in like little pinned rolling curls, and when I took it down, I had the most gorgeous wave, and I was like, they were really onto something.
100%.
I couldn't get my hair to hold a wave all day because it was before I got my hair cut. All of a sudden, I'm doing 50s hair, wave.
So that's the big mogul news. You're welcome for not making you wait too long and being annoying and teasing it, because we've known about this like since literally May. So I'm very excited. We hope you guys are excited, and
woohoo. So now it'll be back to business as usual, but just today feels like a very exciting day. We don't really have that many
Crazy news stories?
No, not about the news. I'm just saying, like, in this industry and in this job, like, every day is kind of same. Like, today I woke up and I was like, it's Coronation Day.
No.
It's Rebrand Day.
Jackie, when I tell you I did not sleep, and my dreams were about, like, launching on Instagram, because we have all these, like, cool pictures going up, and I, like, fucked it up in my dream, and I woke up and I went back to sleep. I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't oversleep, because we woke up a little extra early today, and I went back to sleep and I had the same dream.
Wow, it's a lesson.
No, like, you're right. Like, it's Coronation Day.
Yeah. The window is open, so's that door. I didn't know they did that anymore. We can't sing together anymore. That's sad.
I know. No, that's kind of like nature healing, because I think we were really losing listeners. Like,
that's so crazy to me. Like,
I know.
I just can't wrap my head around it.
Those listeners don't support women in the arts.
No, those listeners, it's just like, I guess it's not their vibe. Like, if you can't relate to bursting out into song at any given possible chance, like, and that doesn't spark joy for you, I can't relate. I really can't. And there's no shade towards you. Like, neither one of us is right or wrong. It's just like,
no,
my kind of people burst out into song.
My kind of folk buy beer on Friday, get right on Saturday night. Before I forget, also, today's like such a busy day. Tonight, I'm going to be in Long Island at Westbury Plaza, the Total Wine at Westbury Plaza at 5:45 for a spritz meet and greet. We can all drink and celebrate the new era of the toast. So I hope to see you guys there on Long Island, the Total Wine. We're doing a spritz meet and greet. Total Wine, Westbury Plaza, 5:45 p.m. Eastern time tonight. I can't wait to see you guys there.
Awesome. And tonight I will be recording the Redheads. I just finished the Redheads book and it was so amazing. It was so incredible. Like, I wish I had to read it within like 2 to 3 days, because I started it Friday night. I had to be done today and I finished it last night. And like, I wish I could have drawn it out longer and not
enjoyed it.
I was like reading during every single break that I had. I was like reading on the plane when like Harry was quiet for 2 seconds. I was like picking up my book. And it was so delightful. And I think all the girls loved it. I would recommend it to anyone. We read Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. It already had amazing reviews. And I can concur that it was really incredible. And if you have questions about the book or anything else about reading, email us, theredheadsbookclub@gmail.com. I will sift through all the spam to get to your questions.
Oh,
and then the episode goes up on Thursday, and Redheads is moving to Dear Media. I know people were really, really nervous about, like, what does this mean for Redheads?
About the Redheads getting left behind.
They're like, what does this mean for the Redheads? Like, cool for the toast, but what does it mean for the Redheads? And it means the Redheads go unchanged. That's what it means.
Wait, I totally forgot to tell you on that note, I joined a book club.
Excuse?
Yeah, not like a podcast book club, like a social book club, you know, like.
With who?
With like people in real life.
Like who?
My friend Abe, who, by the way, I recorded a podcast with on the Patreon, and people are always asking me, like, who is Abe? So we did like a whole thing. My friend Abe, Margot Fish, and my friend Raquel.
Okay, and so it's once a month?
Well, like, we're already having a hard time scheduling the first meeting, because like Raquel's going to Israel, I'm going to be in Florida in November, so like it's going to be tough. But we chose the book.
What's the book?
The Last Thing He Told Me.
Okay.
Not good.
Not worth your time.
I'll tell the group.
Not worth your time. You personally won't like it, and it's just like objectively 3 stars.
Hold on, wait. Let me write in the book club chat.
Honestly, you guys should read Lessons in Chemistry, because it's a great book club book. It's worth your time.
Wait, Jackie says we will not like the book.
No, like maybe someone won't hate it, but Dana read it, I read it, and we're just like, meh.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I asked you. Because like it was a lot of pressure, like nobody wanted to be the first one to choose, so like I didn't. But then Raquel suggested it. I'm like, I've seen it all over Goodreads, it's on my want to read, like, so I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Oh shit, oh my God, you just saved us. Like, so, like, imagine if we started off the book club on such a bad note, we'd never get to meeting number 2.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes a bad book can bond people, but the problem with that book is that it's not even bad. It's neither good nor bad, it's just book, yeah. It doesn't inspire conversation.
Crisis averted.
Try Lessons in Chemistry. It's so good. And if you are not a redhead, it is literally never too late. You could go to Amazon, go to Libby, go to your local library and get the book today and join us. All of our episodes are evergreen. You can listen to them literally from 3 years ago. You can listen now and it'll feel like we just recorded it.
Oh, and a testament to that is the reason why we're starting this book club, because I've been hounding Abe to start reading. He bought a Kindle like 2 years ago at my request, and he's like, I don't understand. But he finally got into it. And now he wants to start a book club, and he read a lot of like a couple of books that had been Redheads episodes. So he goes back and listens. Like, he loved the red, white, and royal blue episode. He was like, I'm cracking up.
That is so funny. I literally don't even remember recording it, but I'm glad it still holds.
Well, he was like, I loved the book so much, and then I listened to the episode, and like, I kind of like realized things, like maybe it wasn't that good, you know?
When you're forced to talk about a book for an hour, you inevitably like nitpick,
have to critique it,
and you like, that's what even we do with books that we love. It doesn't change how much I love the book, but definitely other people will be like, didn't you think that was weird? And I'm like, oh, I didn't notice it, but yeah, I guess that's weird.
Or like a plot hole that you didn't notice,
loose ends that didn't tie up. I feel like that'll happen a little bit with this book that we just read, but they can't turn me away from how much I loved it.
I am reading City of Likes. I'm being like so slow with this book. I've had no time. And I think I'm only like 25% through. It's by Jenny Mollen. And it's all about like Instagram and like, you know, New York
Momfluencers.
City. And I really feel like she took a lot of inspiration from real life. Like, not that the people are anything like each other, but I felt like the main character, Daphne, who's like this fabulous, gorgeous, rich mom influencer, was heavily inspired by Ariel Charnas. Like, I am like, a lot of the way she was describing like her family and her kids, I'm like, oh my God, this is Ariel Charnas. And then obviously Chelsea House is Soho House.
Yeah. I didn't think of Ariel Charnas once. Maybe just because of the way her style was, it didn't make me...
Or because she was blonde.
Because she was blonde and she was very like pop, and like Ariel Charnas is like very like minimal and classic.
I just meant like her career and her image, like how she's literally so famous, her kids are so famous, and everyone is obsessed with her kids. Like, it just really reminded me of Ariel Charnas.
It reminds me more of like Chiara Ferragni.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's
too.
Who should play her in the movie if they make a movie.
There was one other thing that was like so real life. I can't remember. I was like, oh, I know exactly where she pulled inspiration from. I can't remember. But I feel like
schools, the kids' schools.
No, because like I don't know anything about like the New York City like school nursery game.
Right, and the way people talk about it, like it is the Hunger Games.
But it is actually like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm reading. I'm being slow. But I watched so much TV. Obviously, we're going to do the House of the Dragon recap. Yes. And then I want to talk a little bit about Do Revenge.
Okay.
Which is that Netflix movie with Cami Mendes that I watched. And I watched The Family Stone for the first time. Have you ever watched it?
No.
It's like a classic holiday movie. Like, it's literally like The Holiday. People are obsessed with it. It has like a cult following. And for some reason, I realized I'd never seen it. And I was like in the mood because I was making a chili yesterday. I was in the mood to watch like holiday movies. And I have a lot of thoughts. So I'll talk about all that in the TV recap.
Okay, great. I was in the middle of ordering groceries and I forgot, and I have no food, so I literally need to do that while you read the ads. Thank you for reminding me with your chili. So without further ado, and this part is going to be workshopped as we settle into our rebrand. Claudia, your cards are off-brand.
Oh my God, I forgot. The thing about rebrands, there's so much to do.
That's what I said. That's what I meant about like Subway, like the cups.
Yeah, we need new cards. Okay.
Claudia, your cards are off-brand. Without further ado, the Strice brothers are doing well. Bruno's working on his memoirs. That's why he's not in studio with me right now. It is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you...
Sound off in the comments if you have any good suggestions.
I think we might need to depart entirely. Like, it's time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know, and then everything else should change. Like, that you need to know...
Before you finishing,
I think stop thinking of toast in the morning. Like, maybe start thinking of like,
no, we need to use the crunch sound.
Cheers toast, and we have a clink sound next.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, let's workshop it, and let's just play the crunch now for old time's sake. Fab. Today's episode of The Toast is brought to you by Boll & Branch, because some things never change, even in a rebrand. Boll & Branch focuses on thread quality, so their sheets feel impossibly soft and luxurious, because it doesn't matter how many threads your sheets have if they're not made with the best organic cotton fibers in the world. We are Boll & Branch girlies. Beds are extremely important to us, and we just can't lay in any bed. You know, we like the best of the best, and that's why we're Boll & Branch girlies. Jackie and I both have the signature collection from Boll & Branch. We both have it in white, and we both have king-size beds, but they have a bunch of different sizes, a bunch of different colors, whatever the aesthetic of your bedroom is. Boll & Branch is here to help you elevate that aesthetic. Super comfortable, super breathable. If you're a warm sleeper and you wake up with night sweats like I do, you need a fabric that is breathable, that's also going to keep you warm and cool during the cold seasons. It is everything of the sort. It's actually so fabulous. It's not only beloved by 2 Peabody Award-winning podcast hosts, but also by 3 U.S. presidents. So the signature hemmed sheets from Boll & Branch are the best-selling set for a reason. They're made from the highest quality threads. They have a superior softness, and they're going to ensure a better night's sleep. They have over 25,000 rave customer reviews. They're buttery, cozy, super breathable, and they're perfect for every season. They come in 9 different colors, like I said, and they fit all mattress sizes. You will feel the difference the moment you lie down. Best of all, Boll & Branch gives you a 30-night risk-free trial with free shipping and returns on all orders. You can try the sheets that will make fall the coziest season of the year. We're entering that time. It's October 1st. We're all watching Hocus Pocus too. Like, don't be... He asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. Sorry, it's October 3rd. And it's like, elevate your space. We're spending a lot more time indoors now. It's chilly and you're making chili. So you need you need sheets that match that vibe.
You need gorgeous sheets that you can stain with your chili.
100%. And they wash really well. They get better with every wash. Get 15% off your first set of sheets and free shipping when you use promo code TOAST at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com, promo code TOAST. Today's episode is also brought to you by Thuma. Thuma, 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 let me be your Thuma. Thuma, 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 let me be your Thuma. It can be really frustrating and disappointing when you get a bed and it shows up in 4,000 boxes and you have to contemplate divorce before the bed actually gets assembled. It ain't right. But that's why, if you're refreshing your bedroom, now is the perfect time to elevate the most important bed in your home with Thuma. The bed by Thuma is handcrafted from eco-friendly, high-quality, upcycled wood. You'll find beautiful, unique variations in the natural grain. The minimalist design, which features Japanese joinery, helps elevate any space. Very supportive for your mattress. It's breathable, and it's made to naturally minimize noise and create space. So the perfect platform bed just got better. You can now customize the bed by Thuma by choosing between the original pillow board, their new solid wood headboard, and the fabric pillow board adds softness and color to any space, while the headboard offers solid, sleek support. It attaches directly to the bed, that headboard, using Japanese joinery, which means no tools required. You can buy it with the bed or on its own as an upgrade. So if you've ever set up furniture, you know it's literally hell on earth and it is demonic and it should not be real. And that's why the bed by Thuma is so fabulous. It comes in 3 easy to maneuver boxes. It can be set up in less than 5 minutes, and you and your partner will not need to break up in order to get a good night's sleep. And I feel like that is a value like you really can't put a price on. No. They also offer other bedtime essentials like the mattress, the nightstand, the side table, and they're all perfectly complementary to the bed, so you can have a really fabulous vibe in your home. Create that feeling of checking into your favorite boutique hotel suite, but at home with the bed by Thuma. Now go to thuma.co/toast to receive a $25 credit towards your purchase of the bed, plus free shipping, and in the continental US. By the way, free shipping on a bed is pretty sickening. Go to thuma.co/toast. That's THUMA.co/toast for $25 credit.
Thuma, the bed for lay people.
100%.
Okay. Are you ready for our stories?
I am.
It was a cross between a cough and a laugh. First up, Prince George said...
Are you serious?
I'm kidding.
I'm like, this fucking bitch on the day of our rebrand.
I'm kidding.
Oh my God. I was like, there's literally no fucking
I've been working on that joke since Friday.
Oh, by the way, that's a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, Claudia. Okay.
You're welcome.
That was a cough.
Yeah, I could tell.
Okay, first story. Some exciting couple news that we ship no matter where they stand. Exes Lily James and Matt Smith were spotted at the same London party more than 2 years after they split. Lily James and Matt Smith may have had an unexpected run-in on September 30th, over 2 years after they broke up. The ex-lovers were both spotted partying at the Chiltern Firehouse, a luxury restaurant and hotel located in the West End of London. Lily and Matt apparently each stayed out until around 5 a.m. when they went home separately within just a few minutes of each other. It's unclear if what happened inside the party, but that's the information that we have, and I think that there's something there.
Let me tell you why this is so exciting. Are you ready to hear why it's so exciting?
I think I know why. Can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah.
That because when they were dating, you didn't know them from Adam and you couldn't appreciate it. And now you love them both so dearly and they're coming back together so that you can appreciate it.
Oh my God. Yes, exactly. Like I felt like I totally missed the boat because I wasn't a Matt Smith stan. I hadn't seen Downton Abbey yet. So I didn't really know anything about Lily James. So like I wasn't invested in either of them enough to like give a shit about the relationship. And now through many different channels, I've become obsessed with Lily James, Downton Abbey, Pam and Tommy. Like she is that girl. And of course, I'm head over heels in love, would lay my life out on the line, take several bullets for Daemon Targaryen, aka Matt Smith. And I knew him before, you know, he was in The Crown. I didn't care. So now that like my interest has peaked with both of them, and then I was too late. I found out that they dated 5 years ago. That was upsetting. Now that there's even a glimmer of hope, even if it's like just a pure coincidence they were at the same event, the fact that I can be a part of it, like as somebody who's like so desperate to be a part of things, this is overwhelming. It really is.
I agree. They're giving us an opportunity to be a part of it. I don't know if this thing has legs, but I do think it means something that they were at the same party and they left at the same time, and that time was 5 a.m. Like, it's not like they just left an event that ended and they had to leave at the same time. I think this means a little something. It might just be like exes finding comfort in one another. So be
Nothing
it.
innocuous happens at 5 a.m. Like something's going on.
Something nefarious.
No, not nefarious. Something wonderful.
Something wonderful.
That did remind me something I wanted to talk about in the Game of Thrones finale is like why I'm problematic.
That was the finale?
Sorry. No, I don't know why I said that.
Oh, okay.
Even though it kind of had finale vibes.
No,
but
I saw a preview for next week. I saw a preview for next week.
Sorry, it was just like a slip. I know nothing. Like, is that not clear? Like when you tune into the show, you're not going to get facts. Like you're just going to get like music.
Okay, no, but that's something that you wouldn't know. But I did see the preview for next week, so she misspoke.
Yeah, no, sorry, I meant episode. And just remind me, like when we talk at the end, like remind me to explain to you why I'm a problematic girl. Okay.
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
And now for our next story, which was requested by Claudia.
Yes.
Which is an interesting story. Lil Nas X delays his concert to poop backstage. He said, quote, I'm, quote, dropping demons. Lil Nas X candidly told Atlanta concertgoers in the middle of a show Thursday that he needed a bathroom break. Quote, I'm backstage and this is like not a part of the show, but I'm taking a mean shit, so please forgive me, the rapper said, noting that he only needed a minute or two on the toilet. I'll be right back, the Grammy winner promised in a viral video filmed by an audience member. On Friday, the songwriter took to Twitter to clarify that he wasn't kidding about delaying the show to drop a deuce. Quote, LMAO, people really thought I was joking. I was literally back there dropping demons into that toilet.
So it wasn't in the middle of the show, it was before?
Well, he said it he like told them. I think that he went off stage and pooped and came back.
Okay, I mean, this is just like the reason
middle
why I
of the show. Middle of the show, I said.
Okay. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is like, thank you. Like, this is so relatable. I always think, and like, I'm a performer. My shows are only an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So like, I keep my ass cheeks tight. But I do often think like people who give 3-hour concerts and a lot of them like drink on stage, like I just wonder like how do none of them take dumps? And maybe there are things they do day of the show, like, you know, Imodium, something that, you know, blocks their bowels. But I often think like, how has there really never been anyone who had to like leave stage to go poop?
I'm sure there have been, but like you always...
Or also like athletes?
Athletes, yeah. I mean, what about us? We do the show an hour and a half and we sit here.
And I feel like we're always talking about how we have to pee.
We always have to pee, but we really, I think only when I was pregnant did I ever get up to go pee in the middle. But you could pee in the middle of a concert as a performer. You have wardrobe changes, and they always send out the guy with his guitar solo.
100%. And I do think that those guitar solos are the pee breaks.
I think so too. And they introduce the band members. I'm not going to lie. Like, yes, this is relatable, but it's TMI. Like, but I think that's...
No, I think it's funny.
The descriptors of these, like, fire deuces that he's dropping, like I'm good personally. I think that it's a little too far for me, but I'm glad that you found joy in it.
No, I didn't find joy, you freak.
I'm glad you found joy in Lil Nas's toilet bowl.
I appreciated the candidness, the straightforward, the transparency, the honesty, and then it just like that. Then it just like made me think how this doesn't happen more often.
I'm sure it does happen, but also the body has a way of doing what it needs to do. And unless you like were sick that day with food poisoning, like you probably won't be able to hold it not hold it in, you know? Even if like you
Yes,
had a
that's
little
true.
belly
Your
ache
body-
on stage, like you could wait until you got off stage.
No, because I often think about how like I've done like 150 comedy shows. I've never sneezed.
Now you're going to be sneezing up a storm.
Well, I would love to sneeze because like I have kind of like an amazing, beautiful sneeze, and people should see it live in person. But you're right, like your body has a way, maybe it's adrenaline, of like acting right. Even if you are sick, like one time I had like trouble. I was in Houston and like before the show, like I had diarrhea, and I went on stage and like shit just gets right, like it acts right.
Yeah.
But then it made me think, have you seen the video like going viral of the pop-up toilet on the football field?
No.
They have like a pop-up toilet. It's like this tent that like lifts up, those okay, whatever, it's like a tent.
Okay, I can envision.
And you're like totally private, but like you are taking a dump in front of 100,000 people.
Okay, I don't think athletes on the regular need to take a dump in the middle of the game.
Some football
and
games
also
are
like the
extremely
locker
long.
room is a few feet away, so unless you're Tom Brady, but even he gets a break when they're on defense.
Yeah,
people need to be able to
imagine
hold it in.
also-
And you know what, I feel like your bowels, I mean, some people have, and we also read like Unburdening Yourselves where it's like actually people can't hold it in.
right, hold it.
I feel like unless I'm sick, I can hold it.
Well, a lot of people have IBS.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've learned through Unburdening Yourselves. It's been very educational that like there are a lot of stomach issues out there.
Also, a little fun fact is like most theaters, and I imagine that even the ones I haven't been to, and like football fields and basketball courts, most theaters have a toilet right on side stage. That's not a part of your dressing room. Like your dressing room is maybe downstairs or upstairs, but like 9 times out of 10 there's like a door by the stage entrance with a toilet, and they always show you like just in case of emergency, like there's literally a toilet right here. So it's thought of.
Yeah, I usually, like he said, it was a 1 to 2 minute poop. He didn't need to say anything, but I think it's, funny, and people obviously got a charge out of
and
it.
He is like always trolling people. That's why I think a lot of people thought it wasn't real.
Yeah. And I know we talk about poop a lot on this show inadvertently, so I'm not really one to talk. It's just like a lot of poop,
Yeah, no, I agree that sometimes, like a poop joke is like the lowest form of humor, but sometimes it's actually just funny.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story? Little financial news. Kim Kardashian agrees to pay $1.26 million to settle SEC crypto charges. Kim Kardashian has agreed to settle charges from the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission, the SEC, for touting on social media a crypto asset security offered and sold by Ethereum Max without disclosing the payments she received for the promotion. The SEC announced the charges on Monday in an official release and stated that Kim, quote, agreed to settle the charges, pay $1.26 million in penalties, disgorgement, and interest, and cooperate with the Commission's ongoing investigation without admitting or denying the SEC's findings. According to the group, Kim violated protocols when she didn't reveal that she received $250,000 to make an Instagram post promoting Ethereum Max's EMAX tokens, a crypto asset security product, along with a link to the company's website for would-be purchasers. The SEC said, Kim's lawyer said, Miss Kardashian is pleased to have resolved this matter with the SEC. She fully cooperated with the SEC from the very beginning, and she remains willing to do whatever she can to assist the SEC in this matter. This is kind of crazy, and this is what they're always warning you about. Like, if you don't put ad on your post, like the FTC or the SEC can come for you. I think that because this is crypto.
Yeah, no, this is not like, if I remember a little while ago, I think J-Lo got in trouble for like an FTC violation for not disclosing #ad. That is like especially when you're a content creator who does brand deals, like you always hear like you could get sued, blah, blah. But this is like not, what Kim did was like dead ass illegal. Like that's like, remember when Elon Musk was like, I'm going to take Tesla private, so then the price of his stock went up so much because everybody went to buy it. That's like moving the market with your platform, and that's like fully illegal. Like, and I actually remember when Kim did these stories, and a bunch of people did them. I was like, this is such a weird sponsored post because it's like influencing the market.
That's okay, fine. I agree. Let's talk about the post in a second, but the idea that like someone could say something that influences trends, like there are so many business shows like that. Like what about Jim Cramer? Like how is that different?
No, It's so
if
different.
Jim Cramer's like,
First
say,
of all,
buys the stock and then everyone buys it, the price goes up.
because Jim has no, actually,
it's just a level of success. You know, people listen to Elon.
I don't think that's it.
Like,
I'm not sure what the difference is, but there's a difference. That's a really good point, and I don't have a rebuttal, but I know that there is one. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure there is one, but it's very slight, and I think it's a gray line.
And I don't know if Jim Cramer gets on and tells you exactly what to buy.
Isn't that his job?
No, it's to like report on what happened.
Everyone saw the funniest meme that like was a list of all the stocks that Jim Cramer has told people to buy over the, like, literally every single one, and they are all in the red. So you should actually do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says.
Is that just because we're like headed for a recession?
That's an aside. They are bad stock tips. No shade to Jim Cramer. That's
no shade.
That's
Mr.
what I
Cramer.
saw.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, but like shit like this is very touchy. Like, you cannot, even when we used to do, remember how Robinhood was one of our big sponsors? Mm-hmm. I remember in the copy they used to send over, there was this huge disclaimer: you cannot suggest
stocks
or companies for people to buy. Like, it's a huge violation. So Kim's thing is totally illegal. The Jim Cramer thing is like an amazing point.
Thank you.
That I need further, because like, you're right, but like, you have to be wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, like, why is what Jim Cramer does not illegal? And like any other
business show,
folk,
he's just, you know, the one I know.
Yeah. I mean, Kim's was like so obvious.
Also, I feel like Kim must be having a moment of reflection between this and the giveaways. It's like, why is she doing? I mean, she got paid $250,000 for this, but honestly,
not that much
wasn't enough considering it cost her $1.25 million, and now she's in another lawsuit. And I just feel like she has so many businesses, legit companies want to work with her. Like, at a certain point, you should say no. Maybe I think that's a lesson she might be learning today.
That's so true. I forgot also about the lawsuit.
Like,
the
giveaways. These sponsored posts are becoming more trouble than they're worth.
No, you're so
and
right.
And everybody likes to make an example out of Kim, you know?
Yes.
How many giveaways do people do? How many other people promote weird shit on Instagram? But it's Kim who's going to be made the example of, because she is the biggest one doing it.
And recently, so much of what Kim does is so legitimate. Her starting that VC firm with the guy from Blackstone, like
Carlisle,
so highbrow, you know, like she keeps reaching new levels of legitimacy. And then there's like elements that are so tacky, like the giveaways. Like, it just, you don't have a VC with Carlisle Group and a Louis Vuitton giveaway.
Yeah, I also feel like I remember back in the day, she promoted some pharma thing, and it was an issue. Do you remember? Is this ringing a bell?
I know that she's done sponsored posts with like Botox, the company, and then like 4 stories afterwards is like all these long like credit of disclaimers.
Yeah, no, but there was.
I don't remember her getting like
pharma ads
sued for that though.
Hold on,
because there are a bunch of people who work with Botox. Like Simon Huck is like does a lot of really good sponsored content for Botox, and then there's always like a huge caption of disclaimers and
this
effects.
Was FDA admonishes drug maker over Kim Kardashian Instagram post. The post was now removed, but it went up. It was talking about morning sickness. The thing was declagus.
Well, Chloe also is the face of Nurtec OTD.
Yeah,
for
and
migraines.
the FDA had said that the URLs were insufficient and inconsistent with the full material information required when such a drug is advertised in any medium.
And with this, is there any bearing on the company or just Kim? Because they're also like, isn't there a responsibility on the company to make sure that like the content they're paying to be put out has full disclosures?
True.
Like, is Eurythium, whatever it was called, the crypto company, are they being sued as well?
Yeah, and also this harks back to Fyre Festival, where it's like the people who promoted it weren't sued, the people who created it were.
Right. Like, where in situations like this, like where does the liability lay?
No, and what's the difference between that and this?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Just so many financial questions this morning.
Is what she's being sued for, it said because she didn't disclose how much she got paid?
She didn't disclose, let me get back.
Because it said like the amount that she was paid wasn't disclosed.
I think without disclosing that she was paid is my...
No, read it again.
for touting on social media crypto asset security offered and sold by Ethereum Max without disclosing the payment she received for the promotion. That could be either or.
Oh, it could be. Because it sounds like, well, if she wrote hashtag ad, but not hashtag I was paid $250K, or just that there was no disclosure at all, which is a rookie mistake for Kim, especially in a new space like crypto.
Yeah. Without disclosing the payment.
The payment. That makes it seem like she didn't put hashtag ad, which, like, come on.
Yeah, this is what she said on her Instagram story back when she posted it. Are you guys into crypto? This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me about the Ethereum Max token. A few minutes ago, Ethereum Max burned 400 trillion tokens, literally 50% of their admin wallet, giving back to the entire Emax community. They said she violated the anti-touting provision of the federal securities law.
That's like intentionally trying to make people think you weren't paid.
Yeah, and
that is illegal.
She also agreed not to promote any crypto asset securities for 3 years.
Oh, girlie's in trouble.
She's in trouble with the SEC.
Well, you know, I love Kim, but like she's wrong for this one. Like she's like there's full proof. Like,
but she's cooperating, as her lawyer said.
Yeah.
She's paying the piper.
100%.
Also, speaking of Kim, her podcast dropped today with Spotify, which is exciting because we heard about it a while ago. So now it's here.
Huge podcast news for the industry today.
I know, it's a day of podcast news, and like the whole family is out killing it in Paris.
Killing it. Kylie
took over Paris Fashion Week. It's Kylie Fashion Week now.
For sure, but you'd love to see Kylie like finally getting the respect that she deserves.
Yes, totally.
I love that for her.
Totally. Okay, our next story is a little Hurricane Ian news because I want to just take a moment to share our thoughts and anyone who's in.
Oh, how was your house when you got back? I know you weren't in like the eye of it.
We weren't in the eye of it. Everything here looked fine. I haven't noticed anything.
Okay, thank God.
But people up further north in Florida,
right,
in
Tampa.
Naples and Fort Myers are just struggling. Yeah. The Orlando area. And a little celeb news, Hurricane Ian causes $10 million of damage to the Queen of Versailles star's mansion.
Oh my God. That mansion is turned. It's literally cursed.
Okay, if you guys have never seen the documentary Queen of Versailles, you absolutely have to. It's one of the best documentaries ever. It captures...
And here's a little teaser.
Okay.
They're doing a documentary on the biggest residential home being created in America. They follow this family in Florida. They're making the biggest square footage wise.
Based on Versailles is what they're modeling.
Based on Versailles. The biggest residential home, private residential home. And as they're filming the documentary, the family goes broke.
Yeah, because the recession hits. It's 2008.
It's a crazy documentary. And now the queen herself, Jackie, she's like a podcaster.
Yeah, she's an influencer.
Around. I see her.
So Queen of Versailles star Jackie Siegel says the Hurricane Ian destroyed parts of her Florida mansion amounting to $10 million in damages. The socialite provided TMZ with photos of the destruction, which includes caved-in ceilings.
Does she still own the house?
The house is still being worked on. They were supposed to be done by May 2023 now, but now it's pushed back because of this. She explained that the damages are so steep because she recently added 24-karat gold molding to her living room, which is now partially falling to the floor. As a result of the hurricane, construction on the 90,000 square foot estate has been put on hold. Siegel said several floors in the home are flooded and her back patio looks like a lake. She believes pumping out the water will cost about $100,000. The Orlando area property was supposed to be completed by May 2023, according to the former model, but it seems that date has now been pushed back.
I mean, it's a nice pop culture tie-in, but like people literally lost everything. Like I don't feel bad for Jackie Siegel and her 24-karat molding, you know?
No, of course, but it's an interesting pop culture tie-in. Also interesting to know that they're still working on the house. They still own the house.
And they still own it.
If you watch the documentary, you probably would have thought eventually they would have to have sold it, but they didn't. And they're still trying to get the Versailles of Florida.
What did her husband do for a living?
He did timeshares.
Right, yeah. It was so old school.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sending love to all of our Florida toasters. I hope you guys are okay.
I really am.
Especially those who live in Fort Myers. Like the footage coming out, it's so sad.
It's so sad. It's like one of the biggest hurricanes in like centuries in the country.
Yeah. Let me tell you that I ended up on the strangest side of TikTok.
Okay.
It's like the wives of linemen. So I didn't really know anything about it, but I guess like linemen is this job. Like you're like a first responder for crises. So you fly out to Florida for something like this, Puerto Rico, you know, you go to areas of destruction and catastrophe, and you spend time there. You obviously do search and rescue, you rebuild. It's like a huge part of your job. And there are these women called like, I'm sorry, I'm botching like the verbiage, called like bunny boppers or something, who like hop on the linemen like and like want to fuck, like,
oh, it's like kind of when athletes come to your town.
Yeah. So like the wife of the line women have like been making all these TikToks being like, okay, bunny chasers, like just know that the linemen have families at home. They have wives and kids who love them. Like back off. And it's like the other side of the argument is like the bunny chasers are just like rational thinking human beings are like, well, if your man is like gonna be cheating on his wife and the mother of his children, like that's also mostly on him.
Also, aren't the men busy? Isn't there a lot of work to be done?
I was just learning so much about the linemen and women.
That's
and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Maybe because I was like engaging with a lot of like hurricane content. The algorithm brought me to like this dark side of that conversation. I was just like shook. At first I'm like, this is not English. I'm like, what are bunny hoppers? I'm botching the verbiage, I'm sorry, but it's like the linemen and the bunny chasers.
No,
or something like that.
I can follow, and I'm fascinated.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. Like you think like, oh my God, anyone who like goes into a disaster area to help, like hero.
It's the dark side of heroism.
Going there to help, to cheat on their wives.
Right, to, pillage.
No.
It was really...
and so do these girls then, the mistresses of the linemen, do they fly into disaster areas as well to offer their services?
Oh, that's interesting.
Or they're local? Like,
I don't know.
I think they have to go out to meet these guys, because it would just be like, does every neighborhood have a bunny chaser? And then when the neighborhood gets hit, like...
Perhaps, but I think them, traveling to the disaster zones makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I hope while they're there, they're helping out.
Yeah, come on.
That's crazy.
Do your part for the community.
That's really crazy.
I know. And like the hurricane just in general is like so crazy and so sad. Like people's entire lives just like washing away.
Yeah. So, and there's still like so many people missing. Rescue efforts are still underway.
I've been seeing like a lot of footage of rescue efforts, like from people who are like literally like their house became an island.
Yeah. I guess that's really a good thing about TikTok. I feel like you've seen, I feel like with anything, like you really get inadvertently a lot of news.
Yes, you do. If you engage with that type of content,
Yeah, but also I feel like people who are there and are posting really compelling things, they're going on the For You page, and even if you choose to, watch videos of the Renegade, you might be inundated with that as well, which is good.
Yes, and I also think like people are like making themselves known, like, oh, we're on this street and our whole neighborhood, like we can't get out.
Yeah.
Like it's a good, like putting out a call.
Yeah.
So it has its benefits.
For sure. Are you ready for our fifth and final story, which is actually also a little documentary news that's wild? And it's for our 90s babies, because Barney Docuseries, I Love You, You Hate Me, uncovers the dark side of the kids show. So a trailer just dropped to Barney Docuseries, 2 parts at Peacock, and apparently Barney experienced a lot of negativity, death threats, and there was like this hatred for Barney. So
can't relate, because like the way as a child I would have laid down in the street into oncoming traffic for Barney.
But he would never have you do that, is what was so great about Barney.
I love you. It was such a sweet show. So I thought it was going to be like the environment was toxic, like not safe in working environment for kids.
No,
but you're saying
more so like the haters, the rumors, like people tearing down Barney. Here's the info. The core message of the immensely popular Barney and Friends kids show was to spread love and kindness to one another. But the trailer for a new Peacock docuseries highlights the idea that America was not so eager to accept that message. In the trailer for the upcoming 2-part docuseries I Love You, You Hate Me, multiple talking heads from Bill Nye the Science Guy to NBC's Al Roker share stories of how quickly the world turned against the friendly dinosaur, rejecting its values of inclusion and respect. Bob West, a Barney performer who stepped into the costume for the happy purple dinosaur, shared that death threats were made against his entire family. Quote, "They were violent and explicit, death and dismemberment of my family," he says in the trailer. "They were going to come and find me, and they were going to kill me." Much of the dialogue in the trailer surrounds the show's creator, Cheryl Leach, who developed the show in 1992 alongside Kathy Parker and Dennis DeShazer, after initially creating home videos of the Barney character for her children. A spliced string of dialogue from multiple interviews in the trailer underscores the general purpose of the Barney character. Barney stands for inclusion, acceptance, you should love everyone. We all have Cheryl Leach to thank for that. The Peacock docuseries was first announced in November of last year and hails from the producers of Queer Eye. The docuseries is set to premiere on October 12th on Peacock, and the trailer has just dropped. So I feel like for some people, this trailer, like the fact that there's going to be a documentary about Barney is just big news. Like, we were such Barney files.
I know.
And I'm glad to hear that it's not like there was like drug use on set and Barney was like, sexually assaulting everyone. I think. But I had no idea. But it also does make you wonder, like, what did happen to Barney and why isn't Barney still around today, like Sesame Street?
You want to know why? Because he was too good for this world. That's why.
Yeah. That's why we can't have nice things.
That is so terrible.
Makes you wonder what's going on.
Isn't a real person.
Makes you wonder what's going on with Baby Shark. Like, I hope Baby Shark is doing. Coco Melon.
Moana. Yeah, I mean, this is just disgraceful and a real testament to how disgusting the country we live in is, because we can't even have Barney. Like, that can't even be a universally accepted content show.
Yeah. Justice for Barney.
And I'm interested in this at all. But that's not when you said there's a Barney documentary, that was certainly not the content I thought we were going to be receiving.
No, it's the hatred.
The hatred, the
I
negativity.
Love you. You hate me.
You hate me. That's a hilarious name for the documentary.
Yeah, and if you watch the trailer, it's like do 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 do. But then it like takes
it's like horror.
But then it takes like a dark turn, yeah.
Like this do 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 do.
Yeah, and it's not like do Theodora. I wonder how Dora's doing. It makes you think about all your beloved kids' characters and what they're going through.
I read like a conspiracy theory about Dora growing up and getting into porn.
Okay, like, love that for her.
I didn't really believe the conspiracy theory.
Whatever she chooses to do.
I empower her to make her own choices.
Life's about choices, Claude.
Life's about joy. Okay, I'll stop singing. There is a new Shania Twain song, though. Let's start waking up dreaming. It sounds so good. I have to listen to it.
Cool. Can't wait.
Let's dive into TV Recap, House of the Dragon, and then some other crap I watched this weekend, which is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Did you know that there are over 2.4 million podcasts in the world currently, including the one you're listening to, which is better than all the others? It takes a team of people to bring these podcasts together. And needless to say, hiring the right people for important roles is crucial. Whether you're hiring for your podcast or for your growing business, there's only one place that makes it easy. That's ZipRecruiter. Now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/toast. ZipRecruiter uses its powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up with your job. You can easily review these recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. Additionally, ZipRecruiter has a complete suite of tools that makes it easy to filter, review, and rate your candidates. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So if you're a fan of this podcast and you want to try ZipRecruiter for free, you'll need to spell out this special link. It's ZipRecruiter.com/toast. Once again, that's ZIP recruiter.com/TOAST. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. All right, let's talk about House of the Dragon episode last night. We finally... Okay, here's why I'm problematic.
I watched the last 2 episodes back to back, so I might have some crossover. I don't even remember
what happened.
Okay, cool.
So Rhaenyra and Daemon fuck. They get married. They kiss their blood. And it should be like one of the greatest times of my life, right? But like, tell me, and I think like this is really exposing like why I'm problematic. Like, tell me why I'm not as excited about it now that she's grown. Like, it's disgusting.
Okay, I think, yes, on its head, that's problematic. I think you're just attached to the other actress. I think when we fell in love with Rhaenyra and Daemon to begin with, it was the other actress, and so you want to see them together. And let's get familiarity. Real, like, this is another person, and we're all pretending like it's just 10 years later, Rhaenyra, but that was the chemistry that you fell in love with. I actually had a really easy time transitioning to the new actors and actresses, which was good.
I think I had a good time an easy time transitioning to Alicent. I think the actress looks just like her. And she's really fucking evil, and so is that actress. Like it tracks. With Rhaenyra, just because she's the main character, I'm definitely having a harder time adjusting.
Yeah, it will maybe take a little time for you, but it's really so crazy how when we left Rhaenyra and Laenor, they thought they had it figured out. You know, we're gonna,
and it was like, you know what, good for them.
Yeah, modern relationship, we're gonna have our cake, we're gonna eat it too. And now 10 years later, like, he has to fake his own death. And
okay, wait, so me and Ben were discussing, and I wasn't entirely sure what happened, because was it their plan all along to fake Laenor's death, or did they really want that guy to kill Laenor, but then him and Laenor, you know, came up with the plan to escape?
I think it's the second one. I think they wanted him to kill Laenor. I think that would have been simpler, and really, like, they can't be together if Laenor's still alive. I think they came up with this plan, and I do see, you know, Laenor coming back in however many years and disrupting things. I watched inside the episode after to see if they said anything. They didn't. They just said Laenor really wanted to be, you know, stripped of his of his responsibilities and burdens and nobility, and so maybe he will go live in across the narrow sea and not come back. And I guess to everyone, that's the equivalent of him being dead, and Rhaenyra can remarry.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure if, like, this was a brilliant plan or if his
boyfriend
fucked shit up.
I think they left a gap in it.
On purpose.
No, I think Rhaenyra and Daemon, like, expect him to be dead.
Got it. Okay, that's, like, so fucked up. Even though, like, and because he was fucked up in his own way, but he was very loyal and honorable, and he wasn't a great husband, but, like, he was a good friend.
Yeah. And he was also ready to try and be the man she needed him to be. So, like, that's not the time to kill him. But to let him run off and live the life that he wants to live, it's the time.
And then the big scene was all the kids, and it was so upsetting. And, like, basically last night's episode was Aemon's villain origin story, because he was a nice boy. He was a nice boy. He was like the loser, and then his cousins were so fucking mean to him that he's becoming Joffrey Baratheon. And you know what? That's what you get for being mean to your cousin.
Right. And, like, I think the eye patch is just going to be his trademark villain thing.
But at least he has a dragon. Like, it was worth it, allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it was worth it to him.
The love I have in my heart for Rhaenyra's kids, like, they're such fucking cute ass little fuckers. Like, I felt like that scene was so upsetting, and, like, they wanted to get down to the bottom of it, and nobody thought to ask Daemon's kids what happened. They were literally right there.
The girls.
Yeah.
And they were defending their girls. Like, he's literally out here punching women. Not even women, girls.
He's disgusting.
He's disgusting.
And he stole their mom's fucking dragon.
Oh, and he was about to kill one of the Rhaenyra kids with the rock.
Yes. No, it was totally justified. Like, the fact that he only lost an eye is a miracle when it was 4 against 1.
Yeah, no, he's really scary now, scarier than ever, especially, like, with Alicent activated. But
scarier than Aegon. Like, I thought Aegon was going to be problematic, but Aegon's too much of, like, a recluse.
He's just
to
like
be
a moron.
Dangerous. Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with the passing of Sir Harwin, maybe because I just watched that episode, but, like, when we cut to 10 years later, and so this is 2 episodes ago, and, like, Rhaenyra has her baby, and they go into the room where the other kids are, and so you see, like, she has other kids, and then there's that guy, and he's, like, so handsome. And it's, like, really this modern family, because Laenor is, like, passing the baby to Sir Harwin, and it was just so gorgeous, and it was all
upsetting.
gone. All of it is gone. Yes, now we're in our Raymond era, so maybe we'll get some love from all of them, but, like, and when he was defending his son, even though it's not his son, and when they were playing in the pit, like, it was just beautiful.
No, because, like, when we met the new Rhaenyra, like, her life was fucking miserable. Like, she was Alicent's, like, punching bag. But then to know she had this happiness with the man and the kids, like, it was nice.
It was nice.
And then Alicent and her big dumb moronic friend had to ruin it. Scary. And he's going to take one of the kids' eyes out now.
Oh my God.
I hate these people. And
no,
honestly,
I don't think he'll take one of the kids' eyes out, but I think there is a debt that will be paid.
He's going to enact revenge. And I take back really all the bad things I said about the king, because you know what? Like, the way he has not faltered, he has not changed who his heir is. The way he does not allow anyone to speak ill of his daughter, even though he knows there's truth to it. You know what? He's not a bad guy.
No, he's not.
And I need him to get his health intact. He needs to start going to the gym, eating right, because he needs to chill.
Well, now Rhaenyra's aligned with Daemon, so their claim is stronger. They'll probably have their own kids. And
were they saying that Alicent's son needs to marry Alicent's daughter?
Yeah, they will be getting married, yeah.
Okay, and Viserys thought that Rhaenyra and Daemon getting married was so disgusting,
I guess
but he's
just because of the age.
Oh. And she really needs to stop calling him uncle.
That she must do.
Like, right after they fucked, she's like, what is it, uncle?
But also,
like, stop.
You know what the end of the episode was?
What was the end of the episode?
The
What happened?
marriage.
Yeah.
Blended.
Oh,
the 4 kids
totally.
are going to be siblings. They're probably going to...
That was cute because they were all getting along.
Yeah, they're all aligned.
When they were holding hands at the funeral.
It was so cute. Those girls are good girls.
Good kids.
And now they're all that their grandparents have.
Yeah.
And so I think it's there's a lot of strength on that side, but everyone needs to grow up a little.
All that their grandparents have. So, right, they are the heirs and heiresses to Valeria.
Yeah.
Daemon. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think next episode jumps again because there's new, like, wearing the patch is a new actor.
How the fuck are we supposed to keep up?
But I think that's it. Like, I think it'll probably be like 5 years, but the actors are a little more like adult looking, not kids.
Does Rhaenyra change?
No.
Damn.
Just kids.
Okay, well, there's also
and
like
by
3
the
more
way,
episodes.
when you took off your headphones because you thought I was going to give a spoiler, what I said was exactly what it was. I said there was 3 kids in the next episode, but they all have black of hair. And how could Rhaenyra and Laenor have anything but silver hair? So I knew that, you know, that was going to be the paternity would be in question.
Got it. Do you think that Rhaenyra and Daemon have kids? Yeah.
I do.
Good, yeah.
I hope.
Okay, good. The other things that I watched this weekend were the first one I watched last night was The Family Stone, which is like this classic holiday movie that I've apparently never seen. And it was so fucking good. Like, first of all, you need to watch it. And basically, like, Carrie Bradshaw is just the worst in the movie. And like, everyone in the family hates her. She's like the new girlfriend of one of the brothers. And she comes in, it's just like horrible. And it's just like fabulous because she's acting so much like Carrie. And Carrie's fucking worse. And that is exactly like what would happen if Carrie went home to like someone's nice, normal family and acted like Carrie.
Right. That's funny.
So I just loved it. And it was also like sad too. Like I cried. Then the other thing I really wanted to talk about was everyone's been talking about this new Netflix movie, Do Revenge. They're saying it's like the new Mean Girls.
I talked about it on the show too. And I told you to watch it.
Oh, I don't even remember.
I just said really quickly that I thought it was great and I loved it and I thought it was so well done. I'll
start with the positives, which was that Cami Mendes was sensational. Like she looked amazing. She did amazing. It was such a good movie. That plot twist I was not expecting.
Me neither.
Like it was just really good. It was beautifully shot.
Beautiful.
The clothes, the Miami backdrop. Like it was really stunning. And then when me and Ben finished it, like we were talking, we were like, did you think it was weird that like the villain was like unnecessarily wearing like a Jewish star necklace the whole time? And I was like, I couldn't tell if I was like being a Karen, like reaching, or if it was like legitimately problematic. So I just started to research and like see if anyone was talking about it. And I ended up reading a lot about it. And the more things that were pointed out to me by the articles I was reading, the more I realized how fucked up it was. Like the first thing is that the movie is very loosely based off of this book, Strangers on a Train, which was written by like a very proud anti-Semite. Also the book is referenced in the movie. Like I think, what was her name? The freak, her friend. Cami Mendes' friend.
Yeah.
Nora.
Nora.
She was reading it at one point as like a hark back to like the plot of the movie being loosely based off of this book. So that's just like a kind of weird thing to do. And then the more I thought about like the villain being the Jew, when no one else, it wasn't a religious film. They didn't go to a religious school.
No.
I didn't know what religion anybody else was. But them to make it like so obvious that the villain was Jewish, like felt so problematic to me, especially because like he was villainous because he was like sneaky, manipulative, rich, politically
Connected,
persuasive, politically influential. Like when he, you know, writes off one girl, he was like, well, there goes your dad's Senate career. So just like him saying that, like his character being based off of like all of these anti-Semitic tropes while wearing a Jewish star necklace. Like, I officially deem the movie anti-Semitic.
No.
And I didn't want to.
I totally agree. I didn't notice he was wearing a Jewish star necklace while I was watching. Otherwise, I would have
Then he's using like Jewish terms. He's like, at the end, he was like, "Oh, I'm kfelling. This is so cute." Like, stop.
Oh,
stop.
Shit. I didn't see any of that. My TV in my new house is a little far away from my bed, so I do miss some details. And I
didn't want to give it the official anti-Semitic seal of approval because I liked it. Me and Ben loved it.
No, I really liked it. You're 100% right. There's anti-Semitic undertones and actually overtones, and it's officially anti-Semitic. And we actually, even though we joke a lot, we actually don't really you say that lightly.
No, it's really fucking anti-Semitic, and a lot of what I read, like, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to decide in my head that it was anti-Semitic.
And you don't want it to be. Like, you want to be, maybe it's a coincidence. Oh no, that's not that bad, because the movie's great. Otherwise,
because the movie's great, and people pointed out to me in my DMs, the actor who plays the Jewish villain is Jewish. Uh-huh. The director is Jewish. I don't fucking care. It's still anti-Semitic.
No, and Jews can be anti-Semitic, and they could also be oblivious to anti-Semitism and other
that
people.
They're playing into.
And that they just want to be a part of something.
Right. So the thing that I saw that perfectly summed it up, because people are like, well, why can't a villain be Jewish? And a villain can totally be Jewish. But when there's one person representing a minority and then that one person is the villain, that's problematic. And then I was thinking, if it was a movie about all white kids and the one black character was the villain, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and the villain is being villainous in a way that's harping on
and
all
it's playing
of these
on all those stereotypes
and micro and macro aggressions that are out there about Jews or whatever particular minority it would have been.
And that the article I read was imagine if I would be that's fucking weird. What, the one character who's black is the villain? I would think that too.
Yeah.
So it really pissed me off, and I was so upset because when I tell you I liked the movie, but an hour in, Ben paused to pee and we realized we had another hour left. I was like, you know what, I liked it, but I was like, we don't have to finish it. Ben was like, no, I love it. Ben loved it.
Oh, you're crazy that you just would watch a movie that you like and not even finish it.
I know, it was just too long. Movies over an hour and a half should be TV shows.
No, I think the opposite. There's so many TV shows that should just be movies. Sometimes I only have 2 hours, and if it's a good movie, I want more of it.
Yeah.
So I like a long movie. Every scene was, delightful.
It was beautifully
until
done,
I learned what I learned.
And the music was incredible.
Yep.
It was very TikTok inspired.
Yeah, no, the wardrobe was amazing. But unfortunately, it's going to be a no.
I know. I was me and Ben were we could not stop talking about it. We were what did we just watch?
It's so upsetting.
It's so upsetting, especially because it's not there was a big swastika and it was death to the Jews. It was so subtle and trying to almost subliminally message people that Jews are bad.
Yeah.
I feel I would have been less offended, dead ass, if there was a big ass swastika in the middle, because obviously that's anti-Semitic. But the fact that I had to mull over and be is it anti-Semitic?
And the fact that because it was so subtle, it's so subtle, no one's going to talk about it.
Right.
I'm surprised
you
even
being
found
dramatic
articles.
I know. I was surprised too. Daily Mail and Newsweek.
Yeah. So that's upsetting. It's not going to be talked about. There's not going to be any controversy with the movie. It's going to go on to do great things, and this will just be snowballing, and people will just people will just continue to watch it, continue to get that messaging, and not think twice about it.
I know. I was so upset, and I hate to always be complaining, but ABC always be complaining.
Yeah, no, I would have preferred for this movie to not be anti-Semitic.
Same.
When I didn't ever see the Jewish star, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
The thing is, all they had to do was take the necklace off. All they had to do was take the necklace off.
Yeah.
And he could have just been a rich, annoying white kid. All they had to do was take the necklace off.
But they put it on.
And they put it on in the final scene where he was being particularly villainous and not wearing a shirt, so it was literally the only thing you saw.
How did I miss that? Honestly, my bed is really far away from my TV now. Zach said we need a bigger TV, but I thought he was being dramatic.
No, maybe
maybe I do.
So that's what I watched this weekend. And yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little SNL.
Oh, thank you so much for bringing that up. So did I. Miles Teller was incroyable. Like his Peyton Manning in the opening sketch was so funny. I did fall asleep towards the very end, like after Weekend Update, so I missed probably like the last 1 or 2 sketches.
I only watched like 4 sketches because I just wanted to get the tone. I wanted to hear his monologue. And then I think the first sketch that came on was actually really funny, so I kept watching. So out of the 4 that I watched, there was one that was so funny, and that was the Be Real bank robbery.
Oh,
like that is like really
funny.
Comedic perfection, timely, relevant, what everyone's talking about, and like making a really funny joke out of it. Like I thought that's what SNL like should be doing, and
yes,
it was just perfect. Honestly,
I did have one issue with SNL. Mostly I tuned in to see Miles Teller, my boyfriend, but I also tuned in to see if they were going to address the Jake Novak of it all. Because like while they were off break, this story blew up on TikTok about the kid. I've spoken about it. I won't get into it again. And I wanted to see maybe they would bring him out on Weekend Update, maybe do like a little sketch, a cover of the song, like something.
Or even in that first sketch when they were like talking about SNL sketches, they had like someone come out as the corn kid. They could have had someone come out.
Yeah, they did the corn kid. So I was like, oh my God, they're going to do it. And they didn't, which was disappointing, mostly because I wish they would have, but also because like a thought that I had was like, it's very clear that they take a lot of inspiration from TikTok, like a lot of their content. And I thought that was really obvious with the Nicole Kidman AMC thing. So
I didn't see that one.
So Nicole Kidman, you know when you go to the movies and before they play, AMC has this like new one with Nicole Kidman. We come here for magic. And it's like, it blew up on TikTok. People were like recreating it in the theaters. It was so funny because it's like, it's so random and she's like taking it so seriously. Like, we come here to live. And people on TikTok blew it up and they basically just made like a high budget, high production value TikTok. And it was almost like literally stealing the idea from TikTok. So I'm like, you're going to lean in so heavy to TikTok and not address the Jake Novak of it all. Like, bring Jake Novak out.
Right.
Like, give him a shot.
Also,
like, he auditioned for your show and it ruined his fucking life.
The Charmin Bears sketch when they dance to About Damn Time, is that a TikTok dance?
Yes, and they use the choreography. I wonder if they paid the girls who made it up.
Probably not, but that's another TikTok moment.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're like at least moving into the 21st century. But like, I don't know, it felt like the greatest, you know, what is supposed to be like the peak of entertainment and comedy on television. It's like taking notes from teenagers on TikTok.
That, and also I didn't watch the whole episode, but from what I saw, like there are so many things that are just like happening. Everything is like such a joke, and there's so much fodder out there right now to like actually make fun of, and instead like I'm seeing 2 bros who don't know how to flirt at the bar being stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
also the opening sketch like was Trump, and they really like they've beat the horse dead. Like it's enough. It's not even funny anymore. Like I feel like, you know, Trump like definitely exists, but like he's not on social media. Like I feel like I never hear about him except on SNL.
Like they're obsessed. They're obsessed. And when I think they like,
and it's not funny anymore.
No, it's not funny. I think that was kind of like the point of the sketch. Let's see what they do next week.
Yes.
But like for the last few years,
every opening sketch is like a Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Trump. And it's like, I get it. Like there's political things happening and like it's a show that's supposed to make fun of what's going on in the world, but like they've got to switch it up.
No, there's other players that are ripe for making fun of, and
100%.
like it's time.
No, I'm like, girly, it's been 3 years since the man has been president. Like we haven't even heard from him in 3 years. Like he's not on social media. Like I'm like, it doesn't feel relevant anymore because it's just like, it's a little too obvious.
They're obsessed.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like time's up on that joke.
Yeah.
So it was good. I love to see Miles. He's so handsome and so talented.
Handsome.
And like,
he was looking extra handsome, especially in those pictures that they like run.
Yes, I love those
one
pictures.
of them was like a slow video, and he's like turning and smiling, and I was like,
yeah. I also think he brought his acting chops. Like he wasn't reading from cue cards. He memorized the lines. He was being like a real actor. So I was like believing what he was selling. He was amazing.
Yeah. No, he's the perfect host because he's so beloved and he's also an actor and he's funny and he obviously is an SNL file from that home video that we saw.
Yes. Oh, that was so cute.
Really cute.
And he's really like America's sweetheart currently.
Yes.
So what better place for America's sweetheart than in all of our televisions, in all of our homes on Saturday
I can't
night.
believe that was his first time hosting. I would have thought he would have done it.
I also loved the call out that like they couldn't get John Hamm or Tom Cruise, so they went with Miles. And Miles, as Peyton, was like, "Well, I also heard that the host never makes an appearance in the opening sketch." So it was very funny, very meta. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And the new castmates, I didn't really see a lot of them, but they did good.
I only saw 4 sketches. I'll try and watch more.
So that is our show, and that is The Toast.
The Toast.
Thank you so much for listening to the Millennial... No, wait, what do I say? Thank you so much for listening
Millennial
to the Toast, the
Podcast.
Morning Show.
The Millennial Podcast.
Oh, right. Thank you so much for listening to The Toast, the Millennial Podcast, where we deliver the fast-sized stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts anywhere podcasts can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. Wherever you listen to podcasts, find us Morning Toast and leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday's show. And I'll see you guys tonight at the Westbury Plaza Total Wine for the Spritz Society meet and greet. I can't wait to see you guys there. Bye.
Bye.